All right, guys, 11:34. We arrived. We're gonna be cleaning out the gutters and the roof on here. This is the north side of the roof. We got moss growing up on the shingles, so this is pretty clear. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a treatment on all sides of the roof, get it on the edges, and eventually the mold spores or the moss spores will start to grow onto the shingles. We have dislodged as much, about 50% of the moss has been dislodged. We're gonna go ahead and blow it off. Then we'll sweep all this up. That's how after we're done, but done. Rinse all this down. Really want to soak everything down. Anything you think is going to get overspray, soak, 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 soak. Let's go ahead. We're going to get cover that, cover this. Get this on this hose here. Allow all that to prime. Get all the air out. Get the air out of the system. I like to go from bottom to top to allow the runoff, to allow the shingles to get as much of our solution onto it. To the shingles and allow our roof cleaning solution to do its job instead of just running off. And we do want minimal runoff into the gutter system anyways, so that soap will help allow that roof mix to do its job. Perfect. Okay, front is done. We'll go ahead and hook this up right here, and we'll get a little mess is not too worrisome, but we'll go ahead and get to the top, start pulling the hose. And before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and rinse down. Hit. Nice coats. Perfect. It's good coat. The whole objective here is just to get it wet enough to where it obviously hits the shingles, but we don't want to oversaturate it and have a bunch of runoff. It's typically not the objective here, and that's why we do it from bottom to top, so that we allow the additional runoff to really coat the shingles and do its job. Keeping the nozzle as close to the bottom, since we have some wind going on. I don't want too much overspray going everywhere, so we're keeping the nozzle as low as possible with even coverage. Once I get to the top, I'll do one of these. Never want to spray up into the shingles. It's always a downward spray, so you avoid getting any of. Well, actually, let's go ahead and we'll spray half the roof here, since we're already up here. Stay low, trying to avoid a bunch of overspray. We usually do one coat and then we allow it to dwell, do its job, and then we come back and reevaluate whether or not we need to put another coat. Typically, that orange lichen right there, it'll probably most likely stay the same color, but it's gonna take some time for that to do its job. Okay. And we'll go fully soft washed. After this, we'll do a cleanup, and then we'll allow the solution to do its job, and we'll come back up here to do one final check and do some spot treatments if need be. And then we are out of here and on to the next. Okay.